I do really have a very soft spot for Grand, and you see, because I knew this picture before you know it. I knew this picture when there was a sort of gap in Paul's production. And this picture was a load of squiggly lines and everything, and it was wonderful. It was half painted and half a sketch, and it was really wonderful. And then one day, you know, it becomes the painting it is today, which is also wonderful. And there's a huge energy in it, and that huge energy exploding out of the picture towards you. All these people, you know, it's a 3D action picture. You know, I'm interested in people's guts, and this is not just the artist, but the framer. They've given everything. And that's why it's fantastic. And it's only at certain points in time in your life when you can give everything. I'm astounded, really, you know, I'm astounded when I look at it. I think it's fantastic.
It wasn't till later that he got Peter Nahum, who was his art dealer, who basically saw his work and was completely blown away. And, you know, Peter's been an art dealer with some of the biggest artists that have ever lived. And he saw Paul's work and said, I will commission you to do paintings. We will together put together a host of paintings and have a gallery and have an exhibition. We'll get these works of art out there.
Peter owns most of my work now, yeah. If it hadn't have been for Peter, they wouldn't have been a collection. And that to me was my original aim. And to try and keep the paintings together for me was a great idea, but in reality it just wasn't going to happen financially. So I needed somebody else on board to make that work.
We started buying his pictures because they were extraordinary and they were these great things. I'd been at Sotheby's for 17 years and I'd run the Victorian painting department. My thrust is offbeat. I don't like pretty, obvious pictures because pretty obvious pictures, like a lot of Impressionist pictures and those sort of things, they're very lovely, but they become wallpaper. You don't notice them after a while. You need more than that to feed you from an image.
Peter Nahum kind of supported him financially to allow him to paint and express without the pressure of finance or not having any finance, which helped him massively.
So I devised an exhibition run where we had the exhibition in London, and then it went to every Sotheby's office around England, and it ended up in Edinburgh in August at the Edinburgh Festival. You know, life is a drudge, really. Most of life is a drudge, and some people escape that drudgery, if they can, through fantasy. So my job was to make his fantastic vision really work. In other words, draw people in through the frames into the fantasy, but at the same time, not allow those frames to overpower the pictures. And that journey I went on with John Davis, who has this extraordinary carving workshop.
He had a vision in himself to want to create the frames around them, to make them spectacular and part of the painting, which he did, which is, you know, awesome to do that. I think there they enhanced the paintings dramatically.
I'm pretty sure that Tolkien would have been very impressed with some of Paul's work, especially the large-scale ones, because you couldn't help but be impressed with those. I'm pretty sure that the idea of marrying them with these frames would have intrigued him as well.